I'm Divan van Greunen and I'm a synthetic chemist at Insect Science. My key responsibilities and role in the company is to synthesize pheromones used in pest management. So basically, in a nutshell, what I do is I will receive a tentative structure from Mark, and then from there on I would devise a synthetic strategy to see what I can do, how to actually synthesize the molecule. So basically it's called retrosynthesis. So I break apart the molecule and then I put it back together, and then from there on the steps will be determined how to make the molecule. So from there on I would get the plan together, and then from the plan I would start synthesizing molecules or intermediates, what we call them. And then in the end, the last step is always making the final compound or final pheromone in this case. So from there on, we would say measure out compounds, raw materials, and we would start synthesizing up until whatever scale is necessary. From there on, we would either a reflux system, or we would cool it down to -78 or 0 or whatever is needed in terms of temperature, and also the addition rates and everything from there on with reagents. So from there the reaction might go as fast as say 10 minutes or up until something like 72 hours per reaction. So from start to end with making any pheromone would be depending on the amount of steps. So something typically like 4-step synthesis, if everything goes according to plan, might take up until 2 weeks to synthesize the final compound. If you synthesize something, say per reaction, you would either, like I said, reflux or cool down or whatever, and then we have a workup step. So basically the workup step is to get rid of any type of salt that may have formed during the reaction, or water-soluble compounds. And then from there on we would dry the compounds, the compound in the solvent, and then we would evaporate the solvent to get a crude product. And from the crude product, what we'll do is we'll either purify it via a flash chromatography system, or depending on the boiling point, we can use boiling points, or if it's a solid, we can use crystallization techniques. Other techniques are available as well to use to purify compounds, but these three are the best techniques to use. So after I've synthesized and purified the final compound or final pheromone, I will then give it back to Mark, and Mark will test it on whatever insect of interest we have. And then if it does work, then I can upscale the reaction in terms of for production purposes. If not, we go back to the drawing board and we maybe determine more or less if it's an isomer or something like that, and we start the whole process again.